In 2024, we're setting out to have our biggest year yet, with guests ranging from entrepreneurs, sports stars, successful business owners demonstrating some of the very best of local talent right here in Northern Ireland. This episode features the proud owner of Perfect Pearl Boutique, a former Miss NI contestant and a female representative here at Young Hunger. A young entrepreneur covering her own unique path with all things fashion. Allow me to introduce to you Maria McAvoy. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode.
Hi, my name is Maria McAvoy and I am the owner of Perfect Pearl Boutique, a jewellery and accessories business.
So Maria, this is your first podcast?
I actually have done a podcast before.
Have you? Who was it with?
Yeah, it's with a group of girls. It was the weekend before the Miss NI final. So it was like all like that,
Yeah.
like getting hyped up for it.
How do you feel? You sort of...
I'm actually fine.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because what I liked is you didn't even ask like what like questions we're asking, or you
Yeah.
didn't even like ask any questions. You're like, yeah, no problem. What
I
time?
just want to go with the flow, like not overthink it.
Yeah, and that was like the whole Europa thing with Miss NI. We were in the Europa
Yeah.
today. Bring back the memories.
Yeah, like literally walking through that door, I think
Yeah.
I'm coming back to it.
Funny, I actually remember, I think it was a wee while ago now, but like we were actually on the hunt. How I actually came across you, like I was saying to Ross, my brother and stuff, he was like, we need someone who knows about like female clothing, like good style, that type of thing. And like one of your videos I came across, I think it was like 5 ways to style a scarf.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, if she can do that with a scarf, she can do that with
I love that.
our t-shirts and stuff.
Like I love like taking like one piece of clothing, like
Yeah.
here's like 5 places I'll wear it, or like
Yeah.
5 different ways.
Yeah,
Like I love that.
that's cool.
Like I think that's literally fun.
So you do like your own wee business, It's the Perfect Pearl
Yeah,
Boutique.
Perfect Pearl Boutique. So it's like I started off with jewellery, but now I have like jewellery, handbags, scarves and hats for like winter. And then it'll be growing this year as well, obviously.
When did that start, or what sort of got you, I guess,
Um,
into that?
So I was 18. I was still in school and I think I started it, like when I think back, I don't fully remember, but I think I was doing business studies at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, obviously there's all case studies and stuff. And I was like, I wonder like what actually works in real life.
Yeah.
Like, is this theory actually real? And I obviously love shopping. I love everything fashion. So I was like, I'm just starting.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, like I just picked a random pair of earrings as my first one. And I started my Instagram page. And like I didn't tell anyone that it was me behind it.
Yeah.
And I was telling all my friends like and share this page quick, like share this. And they were like, what is this, Maria? And I was like, oh, like I'll tell you later, just like it anyway. And I did that for ages, like never told anyone it was me. And then obviously I got to a stage where I had to, and a few of the girls would like buy my earrings in school.
Yeah.
So at the start it was all like just buy through Instagram. And it was so good when I seen like on a night out, like I'd just meet a girl and she was wearing Perfect Pearl and I was like, I want to do this forever. Like this feeling is unreal.
Yeah.
So I did that, like just kept growing all my products. I like started with hairbands and stuff then, and it was all like still through Instagram. Did that for ages until it got to the point where I was like, I feel like it's such like, if I was buying something, I wouldn't DM someone to like find out the price. I just think it's such a like big pain point.
Yeah.
So I was like, need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And that's when I started my website. I went with Shopify because I was obviously doing it all myself.
Yeah.
So it was so easy, so like step by step. And I have that just over a year before Christmas. And it's been so good for like strangers buying stuff.
Yeah.
So I think if I didn't do that, like I would be so far behind now.
What did you like? You do all like the styling and all yourself, which I
Yeah.
actually thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I do all the photos and everything myself.
Yeah. You know, that's a big change from like
Yeah.
2018, I think, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you started. It's pretty mad. Like what
I know.
what sort of gives you the inspiration behind that? Like what's the sort of, because normally if someone has a business, they get someone else like will do the modeling for
Yeah.
them, but you do it yourself.
I think because like I just know exactly like what way I want it done.
Yeah.
And it's just easier to just do it instead of like trying to
Yeah.
explain the whole vision to someone else.
Yeah, it probably builds
Just
like
do
the
it.
trust with like the customer as
Yeah.
well. You're like, this is what it looks like on you
And I
yourself.
also love doing it. Like I find it so fun.
Is that something you want to do more of?
Yeah, like I love making the TikToks and all. I think
Yeah.
it's so fun.
Yeah. What's your goal with it? What's your sort of, I guess, what's the goal in your own head? Being like, I want to do this, this, and this with.
Well, this year in particular, I want to like go bigger into TikTok. I
Yeah.
think I probably like overthink everything. Like I'm such a perfectionist. Like I'll take a video and be like, no, like that sounds weird, like let's not post it.
Yeah.
So I think with TikTok, it literally has to be the opposite. Like it's all about being like casual and stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something I want to do this year, and I'd love to work with like influencers and stuff. The main reason that I love Perfect Pearl is like when I meet someone randomly and they're wearing it.
Yeah.
Like,
how's that feel whenever you're like...
It's so like literally the best feeling ever.
if someone even like, I say like has never like had a business or anything before and like look up to you, like what initial steps did you take so they sort of know what to expect?
I think you need to have a vision and then like literally plan out like what you're going to do. And also it was like very hard at the start in terms of like little things that you never think of. Like I was like, I can't go on and talk in Instagram stories. Like that is
you do that
weird.
A lot though, don't you? Like you sort of,
I think like, so you come up against so many unexpected things like that, and it's like just getting over them and just doing it.
Do you still get nervous whenever you do it, or is it sort of something?
Yeah, definitely. Like there's times where I'll make a video and I'm like you'll see it and people will say like, how are you okay talking on camera?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's took like 10 times to do that. Like, that is not the first attempt.
Yeah.
But just like with everything, it's just like practice and you just get used to it.
Because like that's one thing I and Ross definitely realised, like you just talk as if like no one's watching.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think sometimes you literally have to think that. Like if you start thinking like, oh, like everyone's got to come on and watch this, you overthink it.
Yeah.
But like just pretend you're talking to yourself or something.
When do you get the time to do it? Because like, do you work for Stat Sports?
Yeah.
Full time?
So I'm in placement. I'm halfway through my placement at the minute. So it's like my 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
And then I'll come home and do Perfect Pearl.
Yeah. Because that last time we were shooting, like every advert I have on like Instagram is like Stat Sports.
Yeah.
I didn't know them before, but now like they're everywhere.
Yeah.
How does it sort of feel like? How do you balance it actually? How do you sort of do like the 9 to 5 plus run a business?
I think it's a lot of preparation. Like if I know I'm going into the office tomorrow, like I'll pack my orders, bring them to work, and like go on lunchtime and post them. Yeah. It's a lot of like multitasking, but I absolutely love my job, and so I do e-commerce. I'm in the e-commerce team, which like obviously is related. Yeah. It's Perfect Pearl, so it's all like interconnected, which is so good. That definitely makes it easier.
Do you sort of like take certain skills you've learned doing your 9 to 5 that you add?
Yeah.
To your... So
like I'm working with TikTok and Instagram and all absolutely every day, so I'm always learning like up-to-date information. Yeah. Which obviously I can take into Perfect Pearl as well.
How does that affect, like helped you, I guess? Like what type of thing are you doing that you've really done?
I think in terms of like spotting trends and stuff, like I'm definitely more alert of that. And just like being consistent, like I can see like how well they do, and like
how often do you post?
I aim for every day. I try to like show up in some way every day, even if it's just like posting stories. Yeah, that still counts, because like there's so many people posting social media. It's easier for your followers to like literally forget. Yeah. So like it's just about showing up every day.
What way, like I'm just sort of thinking off the cuff here, but like if someone wanted to have a really good like Shopify store, that's what you use, isn't it? Is there any like wee like strategies you use that like help?
Shopify is so good at like helping you with that. Yeah. Like there's so many reports and stuff you can download and like see exactly like how many customers were in your store, how long did they stay, like what products did they look at. So like if you see if they're constantly getting to like add to cart but they're never like converting, like you can go look at that photo, like why is that not converting, maybe change up your photos and stuff. So Shopify is actually so good at like helping you with that. So it's just literally working through all that.
There's a couple of guys we've had on before, like Nomadic watches and stuff, they're all big in like Shopify. They were saying like it's a game changer. Like
it's so good because it's like Shopify wants you to do well. Yeah. So they're like constantly giving you stuff to help you through it. It's not like you're not on your own.
Yeah. Was it scary like going into that? I suppose like starting your own business, I guess.
Like at that time, I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah. Like I literally had no idea how to even do the product photos, but literally trial and error. Like upload and be like, nah, I don't like how that looks.
Where do you keep all the stuff? Where do you keep all the...
all around my house.
What is your like?
Everywhere.
Is it? Yeah. What does your family say? Are they like, you gotta stop this?
Like you could just go into my living room and it'll be like a content corner one day. But yeah, they're all so supportive of it, and like my mum will send me videos and be like, you should do this for Perfect Pearl. Yeah. And I think that's so important to have like your friends and family like keep pushing you on. Yeah. Because obviously like you're not going to be motivated every day. Yeah. So like it's important to have
Are they all part of the business, or is it more just yourself?
It's mainly me, but like around Christmas and stuff, I'll be like to my sisters, like,
Help.
let's go pack. We're working for Perfect Pearl today.
I think I seen a thing there. It was like December was like your most successful. This is January,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like December was like your most successful
Yeah.
month ever.
So literally like in my whole 4 years, it's
Yeah.
been like my best month. I think I put a lot more effort into like I had like Christmas bundles. So I think like there is people out there, especially I think boys, who when it comes to Christmas, like they don't want to do shopping.
Yeah.
They just want to like hand over the money and get the gift.
Yeah.
So
Did you have much of that?
yeah. So that's basically like my target audience were people like that. So like I had the bundles, everything was in it, it's all wrapped up nice.
Yeah.
All they have to do is hit buy.
What was it feel like? I sort of touched on this, but what was it feel like being back in the Europa for like Miss Northern
It's
Ireland?
so good, it's like full circle moment.
What was you've been through the process last year? What was it like?
It was honestly one of the best experiences of my life.
Yeah.
It was so out of my comfort zone, and I think if I didn't do that, my life would be so different right now.
Yeah.
Like that sounds so dramatic, but at that time when I was in that, I also was doing my Stat Sports interview, and like I think I did better in the interview because of that. Like
Yeah.
I was standing in front of strangers talking about myself,
Yeah.
and it's not something like you naturally do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's all connected. I'm like a very shy person.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm so shy. Like even today, like I'm so quiet and reserved. But I think Miss NI taught me how to like still go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like I'm always gonna be quiet and reserved, but
Yeah.
I can still go outside my comfort zone when I need to.
Because my mum actually went to the competition and she was like, I don't know how they do it because like
Yeah.
you're up, like you're doing your thing, you're talking about like yourself, questions you didn't know beforehand with like a couple hundred people
Yeah.
watching you. Like I feel like if you can do that, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And like I learned a lot about myself throughout the whole process and like just believing in yourself. And I think
What did you sort of find out most, I guess, about yourself that you didn't already know?
I think throughout the whole thing I like stopped caring what people thought, because like obviously had like a lot of sponsors, so we were like posting social media all about our sponsors and all, which I absolutely loved, but
Yeah.
it's something I'd never done before. So I was thinking like, is people going to be like, why is Maria posting all this stuff?
Yeah.
And it's just like realizing that like nobody actually cares.
Yeah.
Like I never think in my daily life like, why is that person posting that? Like you just learn to like not care what people think.
It's like the spotlight effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like everyone has it. It's like if you put something up, you just think everyone
Yeah.
cares a lot more than what they do.
Like your life, like no one actually cares. Everyone's literally thinking about themselves.
Yeah. You do a lot with like ACA and stuff,
Yeah,
How-
so that all came from Miss NI,
didn't it?
which is so good. Like since Miss NI, I've got so many opportunities because of it. One of the main ones is working with SEA, which I absolutely love because they're such great jobs.
Yeah.
Like
What-
they're fun.
What type of thing are you doing? Like what's the go-to, I guess, with like jobs and stuff? It's like also rugby and
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's one of them. I get to like follow around the mascot and take photos. Like it never feels like work.
Yeah.
They're all so fun.
Funny, I actually had a friend, I was saying we were about this beforehand, but like he went to one of the last Ulster games and he was like, here, like, what do you call the girl who did the modelling for you like a wee while back? And I was like, why? And he's like, there's literally her twin is like walking around with the mascot at the Ulster game. And I was like, no, that's her.
That's so funny.
So I thought that was a funny one because it's like
yeah,
you're running around with like the mascot,
Yeah.
like doing all this type of
I
thing.
do. It is very like every weekend in my life can be so random.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool though.
It's so good
Do you know what I
because it's like my week is like so routine. Like I do the same thing every day, and then the weekends are like you never know what I could be doing.
What is like a typical day look like, I guess?
So my New Year's resolution is to be a morning person. Before Christmas, I became a morning person.
Yeah.
So if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Would you be like more of a night owl beforehand?
Yeah. Like before that, I would literally go to the gym at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And now I'll go at like 6 in the morning. Like I'm so opposite.
Yeah. How do you find that? Like, how do you sort of, is it a big enough shift?
Yeah, definitely. It took a lot of effort to get there. But I think like with everything, it's just about your mindset.
Yeah.
Like if I tell myself like, oh, I'm not a morning person, like I'm never going to be.
Yeah.
Or like I decided to do it because one day I was like, I never see the sunrise. And I was like, tomorrow I'm going to watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
And I did it. And like ever since that, I've just been like working, like just gradually become a morning person.
You do like the ice baths and all as well. What's that like?
So my ice bath came this week. About a year ago I started doing ice baths. I do it like once a week, but it's definitely different when it's like at your own house.
Yeah.
And like the other day it was snowing, no one's watching, like no one knows if I do it or not.
Yeah.
So it's definitely more challenging, but I absolutely love it. Like it's just, I mainly do that for mindset, like it's something I don't want to do. Once you do it, like the rest of the day is easy.
Do you say you journal as well?
Yeah, so that's one of my New Year's resolutions as well. And I think like once you start with the journaling, meditating, the vision boards, and you see it like actually working,
Yeah. Do you think it's a big difference? Like, do you feel the like
100%?
Whenever you don't do it, when you do it, I guess.
Like if I miss a morning of journaling, I notice it, which is so weird because like I've lived my whole life without doing it.
Yeah.
And like vision boards and all, I think are so important. Like my phone screensaver is my vision board. And I think like I look at my phone 100 times a day, so I'm constantly seeing that.
Yeah.
And it's just like reinforcing it in your brain. I think it's so good.
What type of thing do you have on the vision board?
So I've got like so many different aspects. Obviously I've got like my perfect pearl stuff. I've got like my gym stuff. I've got like just general, like I want to travel a lot this year and all like the places I want to go.
Yeah.
And then with work and all, like just everything I want to be in this year is on that vision board.
Funny actually, whenever I'm like we're speaking to you and stuff, like you seem really like switched on and like you're doing so much. I don't know how you do it, to be honest. But like, where does the drive come from? Is like your mum or dad like that, or is someone like that?
Yeah, my family are all very ambitious and like they're very supportive of me and like everything I do. And I think I just have like a very clear vision of who I want to be. So like one of my quotes, I had a vision board last year on my screensaver, and one of the quotes was like, your daily habits is who you become. So like literally if I just act like the person I want to be, then like you just become her.
Yeah, it's like nearly fake it till you make it, isn't it? It's
like
it's a real thing.
Delusional, just
Is there anyone you look up to with like the perfect pearl? Is there anyone you're like, oh, I want to be like that?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this the other day because I seen, it was like a TikTok and it was a girl talking about, she was like selling clothes and she was like, oh, like I've got so many competitors and all. And I was like, I don't view like other jewellery business owners as that. Like I just see it as inspiration. And like if they can do it, I can do it. And obviously there's like billions of people in the world, like we're not going to run out of jewellery. Yeah,
because I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder what sort of sparked that idea to like to do it.
I think I just love jewellery. I love fashion. Like I love that all so much. And one of the things I want to do for Perfect Pearl, as I said, the influencers. Like I've always loved influencers when I've been so young. So I think like seeing them wearing my brand would be so unreal.
What does sort of, I guess we sort of again talked about this, but like when someone's wearing your brand and you're like, oh my God, like.
It's still so surreal.
Yeah.
Like even if I know like, obviously I know who bought the stuff, like, but you just see them wearing it, because sometimes you can convince yourself, like if someone knows you, like, oh, they're just doing it to be supportive. Yeah. But then like when you randomly see them and you're wearing it, like they know that they genuinely love it.
Because you were sending stuff to like Australia and stuff, weren't you?
Yeah.
Is that not like...
It's so mad, like when you literally, and there's a thing in Shopify where you can see like where all your sessions are coming from. Yeah. And like one day I literally sat and looked at them and I was like, this is so crazy. Like there's so many countries and like these people are just looking at my website.
How, is that not like crazy to think? Like your
crazy.
business has actually like, has done this essentially?
And sometimes I think like a lot of business owners probably do this, but you never like sit down and like actually look back and be like, like this time last year I was doing this and like now all these countries are looking at it.
What's the strangest place that someone's bought from, I guess, like country, I suppose?
I think Norway maybe.
Was it?
That was kind of random, like how does someone from Norway see me? I don't know. But I think TikTok's very good for that. Because like obviously your content can go out to everyone. Yeah. Where like Instagram's quite restricted to your followers and stuff. Yeah. So I think TikTok is definitely like the way forward for this year. Do you have any like strategies that you use for like content, for like maximum reach? Not really, like I will plan out my video as in like I need to have a call to action, like I need to be either entertaining, engaging, like stuff like that. But then as a general, like, well, if I have like a pair of earrings and I'm like, I want to highlight the actual points about this, like I do plan them out. But then also some are just like go with the flow. What's the dream for you? What's the ultimate? This so is what I want. My ultimate goal is just to have like people working for Perfect Pearl. Like I want people to be saying I work for Perfect Pearl. Like I think that's so cool. Yeah. So yeah, just have like my own wee team, like my own wee I don't think necessarily a shop, because I think I always want to be online.
Yeah.
But like my own wee team working for me.
That'd be cool.
It'd be unreal.
It'd be like Stat Sports, but like perfect
Yeah.
pearl. Like you're a young business owner, early in your journey, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like lessons or like challenges you faced that like other people will probably come up against, I suppose?
Yeah, I think especially at the start, like a lot of it is like figuring out like what on earth is going on. Like I don't know how to do any of this. And at the start, I like never paid myself for anything, so I just put like all the money straight back in. So you need to be willing to literally work for nothing.
Yeah.
Like just think of long term and like
Yeah.
keep going with that vision.
Because Instagram, you only see like the ups, isn't it? Like this is what we
Yeah,
sort of say
exactly.
to everyone. Like you only see like people's highlight reel.
Yeah.
You don't see like the 90%
Yeah.
of what actually happens. Is that not like kind of, I guess, I'm trying to think, because like you're a young entrepreneur and stuff, like how can like people learn from you who are like earlier in their journey as well?
I think like just every mistake that ever happens, as long as you learn from it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like there'll be stuff like, I don't know, like custom charges stuff and all, like things I have no idea about. But like if you make a mistake, like you just learn and like it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. Is there like a young Maria came into like the room, right, and sort of like sat down where you are sitting now? What would you say?
Like have more belief in yourself. So when I was in my heat for Miss NI, the question I got asked was, I was talking about how I was like so shy throughout school and all.
Yeah.
My question was like, if you had to talk to a shy person now, what would you say?
Yeah.
And it was so weird because I was like, I am still that person.
Yeah.
But I just...
What do you say? That's a tough one.
I just push myself outside my comfort zone like all the time.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to grow if you're comfortable. Like I used to use the excuse like I'm too shy to do that. Like I could have said that today, I'm not doing a podcast, like I'm shy.
Yeah.
But it's just knowing like when to push yourself into hard positions. And like that's when things go good.
Yeah.
And like that's when your opportunities and all actually come.
There's like a quote, isn't there? There's like, your comfort zone is like, oh, I seen this coming into the room. I was like, that's a real good one, and now I can't remember. It was like, it's like your dreams go to die in the comfort zone or something.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up after we leave and stuff. But I thought that was pretty cool, because like actually, it's interesting whenever you're doing this type of thing, because you get to see what people can nearly be like, essentially. Like sometimes people want to know like the questions straight up, like when like the order of stuff, and then you're just like, yeah, like dead on. Like
I know.
whenever you say you're shy, I'm like, what?
I know. I feel like people say that, like, how can you be shy and like go on Instagram and talk? Like it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
But it's just like knowing like when you have to do like what you have to do.
Is there anything you want to like touch on whenever you're here? Because like I'm all out of questions.
I think something that has like changed so much in my life recently is like my mindset.
Yeah.
So like as I said with the journaling, ice baths and all, like my mindset on like life in general has changed so much.
Yeah.
And I think like I am so busy every single day, and I could like sit and complain about that, being like I literally have no more energy for this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like I literally love everything I do because of my mindset. Like I love going to 9 to 5 and then coming home to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And then go to the gym after that and like go for a walk after
I
that.
don't understand where you squeeze it in. Like what the fuck?
And like
Suppose you make time, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
that's probably like the key thing.
And a lot of like being prepared, and a lot of like when I'm tired, just keep going.
Yeah. What time do you get up?
At the minute it's 6.
Is it?
My routine is like 6, and then I have to be asleep by 11.
By 11?
Yeah.
Well, what time did you go to bed before you did all the...
I was like such a night person. Like I literally would be in the gym at like 1 o'clock. Like I had a 24-hour gym, so I'd just be like in the gym at like 1 o'clock at night and all. And then like I thought like I probably got up about 10, and that was like my sleep cycle.
Aye.
So I've like totally changed it about.
It's like nights out and stuff pretty hard, I guess. But like whenever everyone's like here like 11 o'clock at night, like...
Well, I would be...
Because that's what I found I struggle with whenever I try to do like the mornings and stuff, and it's like whenever like a Friday or Saturday night comes, like you only really get going like 11 o'clock, and I'm like falling asleep. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like a nights out or anything, like I don't know, I just never be tired.
No.
I feel like in general I just don't really get tired.
Would you drink much anymore?
Yeah.
Would you?
Well, like I'm doing a plan with an online coach at the minute, so obviously that would like I would go out easily on a night out and just not drink. So I think that helps. And then
That's a big confidence thing, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Especially if you say you were shy, I guess.
Well, I didn't drink until I was 18. So like all my teenage years, I was just like, I didn't know any different. I would go out and like not drink.
Yeah.
So I think that is like literally a skill.
Yeah, it is like, isn't it?
I could easily go out anywhere.
Because a lot of ones I know will be like, I need to drink for confidence.
I think that starts like when you're young, because like you drink so you can talk to people and all.
Yeah.
Where like I had to just talk to people without it.
Do you not feel like it's so easy now, like just talking to people? Like you're on a podcast, like talking about yourself essentially. Like, do you not feel like you could do like anything now?
Not really. Like there's definitely times where like I still find that I'm shy and like I'll just not speak up. But like
in work?
Yeah, I used to think like being shy was such a negative thing. But like I don't really anymore. I think like you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to like make the most impact, to like be the most successful. Like I'm a lot more like analytical, I think, than like people who like being loud, I used to think was associated with being like the
confident.
best. Yeah. And like you can be shy and confident at the same time. Yeah. It's just like knowing when to do it. Like I'm like 58% extrovert.
Are you?
Yeah. So I'm like very half and half.
How do you find that out?
I did a test.
Oh, did you?
It was like a personality test.
What is it? I'm going to do it here after.
We did it in work.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what, do you have to like, my sister does something a wee bit similar, like with marketing and stuff. She says there's like a book, is it like Surrounded by Idiots? Have you ever heard of that? No?
I've seen it.
It's like 4 types of people and stuff, and like for her work, you need to like work out what that type of person is and stuff.
Yeah. I think all that stuff's so interesting. And like the way like you work with different people and stuff. Yeah. Like I think that's so interesting.
What's your sort of, I guess, we ask this on like every podcast, but like what's your like best piece of advice for someone watching this right now?
Just stop caring what people think. I think that was the biggest lesson I've ever had to learn. And like it can hold you back from so much. Yeah. But like literally just stop caring. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. Like our life isn't like a dress rehearsal and like we'll come back, live life better the next time. Like this is your life right now. Yeah. Like whatever you do today, at the end of the day, it's done. Like it's not coming back. Yeah.
If you could like, I was going to end on that, but just whenever you said that, like what's your sort of like, I guess advice? I said like 5 years ago, what would you say to your 5 years on, I guess, in the future? I'm throwing these at you, like I'm sort of just being like, it was just in my head, and I was like, I wonder what you would say.
I would just say like, I actually don't know.
Because I've done it a couple of times. I don't know, like the you in 5 years, what would you say type thing, and it's like, people just say all different types of stuff. Yeah, I just like to think that like I would be proud of like all the work I've put in. Like, yeah, I'd hope to be like the dream person I want to be by then. And like I think like obviously I will be. Like you just put in the work every day and then that's you. Maria, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
That has been all from the official Young Hungry podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.